Hey everyone, welcome to art. I'm Madeline. This week we're going to be making sun catchers and they look like something called stained glass windows. So we're going to make sun catchers and learn about stained glass windows today. So let's get started. The materials that you need are black construction paper, colored tissue paper. I have pink, purple, and blue. And then also you need some white paper for our warm-up today. So later when we make our sun catchers, we're gonna be cutting shapes in paper. So we're gonna learn how to do that now by making some snowflakes or some cutout shapes in white paper. So I already have an example right here. So to get started, you wanna pick up your white sheet of paper and just fold it in half. You can fold it the short way like this or long ways like hamburger or hot dog style. And then you just start by drawing a half shape along the side that's folded. So this is the side that's folded. Just draw a half shape. Like I drew a half circle here. And then so that when you cut out your half shape, it makes a whole shape when you unfold it. So I drew my half circle along the edge here, so go ahead and draw your shape. And when you're finished drawing your shape, you're just going to cut along the line that you made. So I'm just cutting my shape out. And so here we go. Now I have another circle in my paper. So you can do just some shapes in the middle of your paper like this. You can take your paper once you've made shapes and fold it again and see what happens. So now I have another fold right here and I want to do a diamond shape. So I'm gonna take my marker and just draw a V shape so that the bottom of the V is pointing away from the folded side of the paper, and then the top of the V, the 2 points here and here are touching the folded side. And now I'm going to cut that out. See, I cut my V out of the paper right along the lines. And now I'm going to unfold it. And now I have 1, 2 circles and 1, 2 diamonds. So you can keep going and fold your paper in different ways. I might do a heart. So I'll draw half a heart shape here. Like that. It kind of looks like a little crooked candy cane. And then cut it out. So that you have this little piece missing. And remember, always draw your shapes along the folded edge, your half shapes, so that when you unfold it, a full shape comes out. So here we go. So my hearts kind of came out sideways. But that's the fun thing. It's kind of a surprise when you open your paper and see the shapes that you made and where they're at. See, mine kind of looks like a face. So yeah, you can just try some different ways to fold your paper and try making different shapes. And the great thing is you can keep folding it. So I could even fold it here. And you can unfold so you can see how there's a new fold in here. And maybe this time I'll make a square. So I'll make like a small rectangle shape like this. And remember, this is the folded edge. So this is the part that's folded. And just cut out the rectangle along the lines. Remember to be really careful with your scissors. And if you need some help cutting, you can ask a grown-up or try a new shape. So just remember to always use your scissors really carefully. And so yeah, so you can add more and more shapes, and you start to get kind of a fun snowflake or a pattern where there is the paper and then the holes are making the different shapes that you created. Yeah, so check it out. Try some different shapes. If you have a couple sheets of paper, you can make a couple snowflakes. So I'll just keep going, and you take a couple minutes and try it out with your paper. One thing that I like to do is make zigzags. See, zigzag, 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 that touch the side of the paper, and then you can cut out the triangles for the zigzags. Like this. And then you get kind of a funky, spiky shape where you get like a bunch of diamonds in a row. So that's kind of something cool to try. I like doing the heart. Another thing you can do is take your scissors and just cut little lines in your paper like this. And then you kind of have some like ripped edges in your paper, and you can kind of take them and press them in and out. That's kind of fun. You can do that in the middle like I did, or you can do it along the edges that aren't folded. So this isn't where you want to put your shapes, but you could do something fun and make the edges have some texture, meaning it feels different than just smooth paper. It feels kind of ruffly and fringy. So you can make some fringy edges on your snowflake. So yeah, just take a couple minutes, be creative, see what shapes you can make, and yeah, and just practice making a snowflake. I'm gonna clean up a little bit here. Okay, so if you're still making your snowflakes, you can pause the video and take some more time, but I'm gonna move on and tell you a little bit about a form of art making called stained glass. So stained glass is colorful glass, and usually when you see it, it makes up a window. And to make a stained glass window, or like a stained glass piece of art, you take tiny little pieces of colorful glass, and then you use another material to stick them together so that the two pieces of glass stay together. And then you build and add a lot of pieces of glass until it's kind of like a puzzle. So you add little pieces of colorful glass until it comes together and makes a big picture. And some artists make them into windows. You see them a lot in churches or cathedrals, but people also use them to make other types of art as well. And it's just really beautiful because when it's light outside, the light from the sun shines through the stained glass, and it kind of makes your windows glow, and sometimes different colors reflect in the sunlight, and then you see different colors kind of dancing on the walls or things in the building where there are stained glass windows. So you can learn a little bit more about stained glass. There's a link in the description section for this YouTube video. So if you click the link, it'll take you to a slideshow that shows some of the stained glass windows that I've seen traveling. You can find them all over the world and in the US. They're everywhere, even here in St. Louis, and they're really cool. So if you go through that slideshow, you'll see some different pictures and examples, and notice some of the shapes that they make in the stained glass. Notice how the light comes through the stained glass and shines on the inside of the buildings. So whenever you're ready, take a minute with your group, click that link, and go through the slideshow and learn a little bit more about stained glass. And then we'll get started with our sun catchers, which are going to be our own version of a stained glass window.